I'm excited to introduce you the director of eXp Commercial. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. Last week, I was with the president of eXp, Dave Kennord, and the top leadership team at eXp. And I'm just sitting there. And honestly, I've never been overly impressed with the eXp Commercial at all. It was kind of like Keller Williams or Remax or any other commercial company. I just was like, except the difference was we had a low cap and a split and revenue sharing and we had stock awards, agent owned, but they just, there's something missing in my gut and I knew it. And here's the deal. A lot of time it's when Richard Branson or Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, it's that person, and then they bring the right components to the table. And James Wong, our president of eXp Commercial, and Stephanie Gilizen just came together, and she's the director of eXp Commercial. James Wong is the president of eXp Commercial, and they literally put the pieces together. I'm telling you, it's explosive what they've created. It blew my mind. I just didn't I didn't go, wow. It blew my mind. So I asked you guys to be on and evaluate. I've actually got 3 or 4 really close commercial friends of mine just taking a peek. And so with that, Stephanie, director, eXp Commercial, take it away. Share with us with the gusto and passion you did last Thursday.
Absolutely.
Why you're so pumped about eXp Commercial. It's all yours.
You know what, Brent? Thank you so much for being here. And this is a true passion of mine. I got into the real estate industry in 1999, right out of college. And the first thing I did was I want to go sell commercial real estate. That's all I wanted to do. Every single brokerage I walked into, they looked at me like I had antlers growing out of my forehead or something, because here I was, a 21-year-old female, and they're like, what do you think you're going to do in commercial real estate? Since that moment, I have had that fire in my belly that one day I'm going to come to the right platform and I'm going to have an opportunity and I'm going to show those people exactly what I'm about. And thank God, when I joined eXp Realty on February 5th of 2018, there was commercial in our future. Thank God there was. And thank goodness I had made enough of the relationship so that they knew to invite me to that table and to bring Jim Wong and I together, because he has that same fire in his belly as well, because we're not the typical appearance of what the typical commercial broker looks like, right? The typical commercial broker, honestly, you all, and there's nothing wrong with this, but the average commercial broker is a 62-year-old white man, and that's what commercial real estate has looked like for a very long time. There's nothing wrong with that, and we want all of them to come and join us, but we also want commercial to have that different look and to have that ability and to be able to build that proper platform where anyone that's a 21-year-old female or a 50-year-old Asian or whatever they are, if they have the drive and the passion that we do, we have built the proper platform and the proper company for them to excel in this business and have a spot at success. And that is exactly how all of this came together. Brent, we spent about 7 months doing research. We hired a third-party market research company to go out and interview over 1,500 commercial brokers and agents across this country. I wanted everyone from the CBRE agents to the JLLs to the Marcus to the Cushwakes, you name it, to the independents. I even wanted to talk to those KW Commercial or that Remax or that Coldwell Banker. I wanted to talk to the mom and pops in those tertiary markets. I wanted to know what technology were they lacking? What technology did they need? What was their value prop? Why were they at their brokerage? What is it that drew them into commercial real estate? If they could change anything about their brokerage, what would that be? And so all of this came together when we got all of that data back and we put it all in together. And let me tell you something, there's nothing perfect on earth. We all know there is nothing perfect on earth, but this is 93% of what those 1,500 commercial brokers and agents dreamed of. And we have it here today for every one of you to go out, speak about, because this is game changing, this is industry changing, this is life changing. Just like so many of us were affected and have excelled so greatly on the eXp Realty platform, we are now having this opportunity to do it all over again with commercial. And I want to do a screen share with everybody. I want to show everybody exactly what it is that we built. And we know how successful we have been on that realty side. And, you know, all of this coming into the picture was really based on the fact of the need. Here we've got 60,000 agents with eXp Realty, and 99% of them are residential agents, but our agents are producers, Brent. They are out there selling. That's why Jeff Whiteside can stand up and say $1 billion this last quarter in revenue, right? These agents have business. They are transacting. And guess what? Those clients have commercial real estate needs. Those clients are business owners. Those clients want to be business owners, and they want to merge and they want to acquire, right? And so eXp Commercial is not only built for commercial real estate, and this is very important. It is not only built for commercial real estate, but it is also built for business brokering and mergers and acquisitions. I stood in a room of 9,917 realtors in an auditorium, and I asked a question. Do you know what a business broker is? 2% new, 2% new. Well, I'm here to tell you all, business brokers, they do commercial real estate, but all they do is represent the sale of businesses. Yes, they have to be licensed real estate agents to join eXp Commercial, but let me tell you something, and this is extremely important. Over the last 6 weeks, $2 billion has been referred from our eXp Realty partners right over to eXp Commercial on business referrals alone. Do you know that that is a revenue of over $242,000 in referral commissions that are going to be coming due back to Realty? This is another entirely different revenue stream, so that when you're representing that house or you're representing that condo, you have an opportunity to say, hey, we can solve your business needs if you want to buy or sell a business as well, and get that referral. But that is why we stood this up, because we had the need. Traditional commercial real estate and business brokering has operated in silos. They might have that national name attached to it, but we all know what that's like to walk into a brick and mortar and only surround yourself with who is in that office. Here at eXp Commercial, we have disrupted. We are that Netflix that used to be Blockbuster. We are that Amazon of real estate. And here we have learned to operate this business without any boundaries. We have been able to facilitate at eXp Commercial not only transactions between realty and commercial agents, but also commercial agents and our global network of agents all around the globe. Business is happening, folks, and this is an opportunity to plug in. And when I'm able to sit here today and say 6 weeks ago, we have done over $7 billion in referrals. $7 billion. What type of traditional commercial brokerage can anybody reside in and have that level of feed right over to who we are? That's what's so important to us. And we're able to do this because of what Michael Valdez has grown on the global side. We're able to do this because we aren't that franchise model. We're not that independently owned brokerage. You know, I was able to bring my brokerage onto this platform and scale it all the way across the United States with a click of the fingers. Why? Because we have that ability. We are an 80-20 split, but here's what I want to make sure of. You never talk about the split. I spoke to a guy the other day, and he was on a 96-4 split out in California, in your neck of the woods, Brent. And I said, that's great. That's great. But what have you paid your broker since January 1? He said $59,000. I said, well, gosh, I'm not that impressed anymore. And he goes, what do you mean you're not impressed with me? I said, with us, you're only going to give us $20K. A $20,000 cap in commercial real estate or business brokerage does not exist. Our eXp Realty value prop is awesome. We all joined because it's valuable. What we have going on is great, but this is even better. People are capping with 1/8 of a deal because these commercial transactions are so much bigger. For $250 a month, we put together the technology package that those brokers that answered that survey told us to do. We have Build Out Elite for our OMs, for our marketing center, for our site plans, for our deal and pipeline management. We can upload our listings right into Build Out, and it syndicates to over 40 national advertising platforms for commercial real estate in the click of a button. Anybody that's practiced commercial real estate knows the manpower it takes to upload your listing manually to all these different platforms. We've solved that problem. It creates those property websites. When somebody's inquiring on Brevitas and it clicks the link, it's going to send them that NDA because we have to do non-disclosures before we send out those financials. It's built in to automatically handle that. Once that consumer signs that, guess what goes to them? The offering memorandum. It is fast tracking this industry that has been a decade behind for so long when it comes to technology. Data is so important, Brent. As we know, commercial real estate is not sitting in our multiple listing services. We got to go out, hunt, peck, do the research in order to do a proper valuation. So we partnered with Realty to give us national data access. But also this is for lead generation because every single morning, Realty, you go in, you set up the filters. If you want to know every multifamily property that's got a note coming due in the next 6 months, it's going to send you an email right into your email box so that you can go and solicit. Pick up the phone, call them, say, what is your plans about refinancing? Are you ready to sell? Is it time to go buy something else? That is why we chose Realty. Agent Hub. I love Salesforce and I love HubSpot. I like MailChimp to do mass mailings or constant contact. I like a data drop. I like texting. I like voicemail drops. I like all these things that manage social media, but here's the problem. There's like 7 different softwares you have to do to make every bit of that work. I had to have 3 assistants managing all of that because it was so much. So I went to a developer and I said, listen, I want a dream product. I want the best of Salesforce. I want the best of HubSpot. I want Constant Contact or MailChimp. I want all of these things to manage social media. I want to get commercial agents into the future and building their business on that digital space because that's how business is created these days. And so we built Agent Hub, and it handles every bit of that. That is included in the $250 a month. Not to mention, there has been an industry problem for so long, Brent. Commercial contracts, forms, anything you can think of, you can't really get state forms. Some states have done okay with this. Other states don't have anything. Agents were having to either practice law and get sued or having to go find an attorney and pay them big bucks per hour to do these deals. I partnered with AIR CRE, and the day I told Jim Wong this is what I was going to do, he shook his head and said, if you pull this off, it'll be a miracle. Well, guess what? We pulled it off. I went to Tim Hayes, the CEO of AIR, and I said, Tim, why aren't you in all 50 states? He said, Stephanie, it took us 19 years to get in the 7 states that we sell right now. I said, well, guess what? I know how to open a brokerage in all 50 states. I know how to build relationships. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get the attorneys. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build this for you, and you are going to give it to eXp Commercial Agents for life. So in our SkySlope transaction software is every type of commercial real estate transaction, business broker transaction, triple net lease, ground lease, you name it, 313 forms at our discretion for all 50 states, which makes it even easier for us to do business.
Wow.
This is a game changer in the industry. We're the first brokerage to pull it off, and we have exclusive rights to this. That's what we do, Brent. We look at the industry. How can we make it better? How can we bring it into today's time or actually be ahead of it, right? And so it's going to take people decades to catch up to what we've done in just 6 months.
Stephanie, I want to jump in. That's incredible. Okay. All my eXp leadership team watching, did you hear what she just said? And it's only, wait to see what she's about to share, but we're the first brokerage to pull this off nationwide, and we're going to take it up into Canada, down into Mexico, that's next, and take it global. But keep going. I love this.
Data, technology, everything. I get reached out to every day, and they're like, where's my listing going to be advertised? I'm like, we've solved the solution. We have got advertising platforms that commercial brokers have been in this business 25 years. They're like, I didn't even know that existed. And now all of a sudden their listings are exposed to it. We have tripled their advertising ability with the relationships that we've built. And this is all included in that $250 a month. So here's another thing, Brent, and this is what fuels my fire, because you and I both, even though commercial's been my heart my entire career, I understand and I learned from what residential agents did. I learned from what Zillow did. I learned about how Zillow would sell agents zip codes so that they could get all the leads in that market. And so as I started to demo software and I'm talking to Jim Wong, I'm like, Jim, this doesn't even exist on commercial. So how about we build something? So we partnered with our friends at Tenant Base that was only in about 11 markets, and that was about 3 states. And I said, you all have got this amazing product. I want to see it all over the country. They said, look, it would cost us $10 million to do the advertising to get in all 50 states. I said, no, it doesn't, because if you partner with us, we're in all 50 states. I want Tenant Base, which drives tenant leads to commercial brokers and agents, to be our exclusive partner, because we are going to teach commercial agents and brokers that you absolutely can get qualified leads when it comes to the internet. Leads like State Farm, Starbucks, you name it. That is what we've built, so that even someone new into the business, Brent, can be successful because they get that head start. They get what you all have been able to do in residential. We're building that for commercial. So we're once again changing that industry standard. But Brent, this is the game changer. Data, 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 data. How important is data? Data is important. I don't care what industry you're in. Data runs all business these days. Am I right in saying that? Data runs all business. So let me tell you something. When you're speaking to a commercial agent or broker, a lot of times they're paying that 50-50 or 60-40 split because they have been kept down at this level. They have not taught how to properly evaluate a company. They have not been given access to even look at what properties, where it comes from, tax records, where it comes from the mortgages, building permits, you name it. And so I went out to find that data product so that we would never, as a brokerage, be reliable on a third party to sell us back our own data, which that's how we know the big 1,000-pound gorilla in the commercial real estate data space. That's exactly what they do. They call us up and they say, what'd you sell this for? Or what'd you lease this for? They put it in their system 9 months later, and then they sell it back to us for $500 a month. That's not going to happen here. So what we wanted to do was really change this industry. eXp Realty has geographically been the largest real estate company because we're in more MLSs than any other brokerage out there. And all of that data can go to great use. And then you've got our partnership over here with Reonomy that has all the commercial real estate data. And I said, why can't we build our own data system for valuation? So that way we get the analysts out of it. And we don't have to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars a month buying our own information back. So what we did over the course of 90 days is we have built eXp enriched data to get rid of the analysts so that anybody that comes into eXp Commercial or eXp Realty, because we're opening this up to eXp Realty, it is that good, can do a valuation on any piece of real estate in the United States in 30 minutes or less. If you've got somebody that does BOVs, broker opinion of value, or broker price opinions, guys, they can do 10 times the amount because this does it with just clicks of the button. The pictures are there. If an appraisal's ever been done on that property, it's been recorded into this database. If there is a loan coming due or if they need to refinance, it's going to alert you. If you need to look up a parcel ID or the floodplain, basically any information you would ever need on a piece of real estate is what we've put in here. It updates 10 million records every single week so that it stays constant and completely up to date. We are able to not only evaluate a piece of property with true and accurate data, we have access to the financials, we have access to all the loans that's been done, the building permits, the improvements, the ESG, the initiatives, the green energy, all of those things. That is valuable information. Not only is this something that you can do to land listings, but it's also something that you can show a client Maybe their property tax is about 13% too much. So you can type it in and it tells you exactly what their assessment should be. It prints out a beautiful report that you can go to that owner and say, I just want you to know, I'm Stephanie Gilizen with eXp Commercial, and I noticed that you're paying 13% to Orange County more in property taxes. Here is a full-blown report that you can take to your tax assessor and get it lowered. And what are they going to do? They're going to remember you. Are you building a relationship? Absolutely. We own this data. Data is power. And here's the beauty of it. We own this. We all own eXp. This is worth millions of dollars, and every day it is worth millions and millions more. And so the Moody's and the Bloombergs, they're going to start reaching out to us wanting to buy this data. Guys, we are not just building an eXp commercial brokerage. We are changing the industry. We are making sure that we are self-sufficient. We are making sure that any agent that joins us is set up for success and has access to the proper information to grow and scale their business without spending thousands of dollars a month. They can come here, get their cap lowered, save on all the overhead, and earn equity in not only our eXp World Holdings, which includes all kinds of wonderful companies, but also this data. And that's going to be game-changing, Brent, because here's the thing. All these countries we're opening in, they don't have access to data. But guess what? As our agents are transacting and we put that data in, we're going to own those countries' data. We're going to be that sole provider, that sole source, that sole owner of all of this data. Think 5 years from now, and let's think of Mexico. Let's think 5 years from now and think of India. At the rate that we're growing, we get all that data in here. Who couldn't not operate with us? How could you be anywhere else? How could you be?
Beautiful.
Here's the beauty of it all. Revenue share is paid at the eXp World Holdings level. Whether you build eXp Realty or you build eXp Commercial, doesn't matter. You're earning revenue share. And that's the beauty here, where we all get to sit in that ownership seat, collect those overrides, and not have that overhead and not have that liability. Brent, you've done tremendous with your revenue share. I love your story. You know, I want to point out that on the commercial side, because that cap is $20K, it's more revenue share that gets paid out. So it's beautiful. Again, it's another win for all of us.
Yep.
eXp World Holdings and eXp World with the Virbela platform has been so empowering when it comes to commercial real estate, because we have been able to invite in about 26,000 commercial practitioners over the last 7 months to experience our symposiums, to experience the way we collaborate, to experience the way we network. And one of my favorite stories, and this is huge, you all, is a Miami agent, has been in the business 18 years. Thank God she joined eXp Commercial, and thank God she walked into commercial operations into eXp World one day and she said, Stephanie, I have an opportunity. I have a buyer in Miami, in my neighborhood, that has identified a resort in India. What do I do? I said, we're open in India. We're going to hit the go-to menu. We're going to teleport to Indian operations. We're going to talk to that broker, and we're going to get you a $9 million referral. Do you know how hard it is in this industry to be able to give a referral to another brokerage in India and expect to get paid? But here we can, because we're that one global company. We are doing so much training. I started out today telling you about my story, about how no one would take that opportunity on me because I didn't look the part back when I got into this business. So we have built training so that people can learn to do commercial real estate, so that they can learn to do business brokers, so that they can succeed at it. Every junior agent that comes into eXp Commercial gets enrolled in our Accelerate program. It's a 4-week program that does the total fundamentals and the foundation to be successful in this industry. My commercial designated managing broker in California and my commercial designated managing broker in Utah have both been teachers in this industry since 1994. They have got a lot of trophies walking around, and that means trophies are successful people. They are the ones doing this training inside our world so that everybody has that opportunity, because we don't want to grow this with just a bunch of numbers. We want to grow this with productive and producing agents, because we want to change this industry. And if we can provide this, which we are, the success rate is that much more. 2 out of 100 commercial agents new to the business make it. We're going to change that to 80 out of 100. One day, I hope we get to 100 out of 100, but you know how 20% of the world works, right? So we can't get there, but that's what we're doing with this. We've already had 2 graduation classes out of the Accelerate program, and I'm here to tell you that out of those 73 agents, 32 of them have already had a closing, and they've been in the industry less than 4 weeks, and that is impressive. That is impressive. Healthcare, health is wealth, Brent. You know, when we did that poll, that data, I asked about healthcare. 42% of commercial brokers and agents across this country are the breadwinners of their family. So they've got to get the health insurance. What they're spending on healthcare is unbelievable. Our eXp commercial agents are loving this because they're saving on average 36%. I love it when they reach out to Jim and I and they say, oh my God, you just saved me $336 a month on my health care. Who cares about the $250 in tools? They're free to me because they're saving that much on health care. So talk about health care when you're talking commercial real estate. They need it, you all. They need to save money, and we need to promote this because it's a benefit to them. It's a benefit to them. And you all know all about Workplace. Because of Workplace, and because eXp Realty, eXp Commercial, we're 2 separate brokerages with 2 separate identities, but we are sister companies. And because of Workplace is why I'm able to say the $7 billion in referrals and the $2 billion in business referrals. This is how everyone is collaborating when they're not inside the world. This is how people are able to join our company and put their off-market properties, which happens a lot in commercial real estate, onto Workplace and secure a buyer within seconds. It's game-changing. If any of you all have tuned in to eXp Commercial Explained, we do it every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And every week we interview someone that has joined eXp Commercial, and they share these exact stories. And they always say on those Commercial Explained videos, their webinars, they're on YouTube as well. They always tell Jim and I, if 20% of what you told us when we talked to you was true, we were going to be happy. But 100% of it is actual. And that's what they say every single week. This is not just game changing, guys. This is industry changing. We are changing the way commercial real estate feels, looks, and is operated, period.
Beautiful. Beautiful.